Good evening, and welcome to the Board of Mayor and Aldermen meeting, City of Fayetteville. This is our regular monthly meeting, February the 10th, 2026. We'll call this meeting to order with the prayer first. It's going to be spoken by Piper Browning. She is a student at South Lincoln School. Following that, we will have the pledge from two Rapaskin students, Talon Blake and Gunnar Bates. So if you students will come forward and we'll say the prayer of the pledge. Everyone stand, please.
Dear Lord, thank you for getting everyone here safely, and please put a hand on the firefighters that were injured and the ones that helped out in the fire recently. Please let them feel our love for them, and please be with our first responders and our police and bless them. Please be with our city leaders and bless them, Lord, and just thank you for getting us all here safely and for all you do. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, Board, you have been provided of the agenda for tonight. Are there any additions? If not, the agenda will stand as presented. We'll move to the minutes. This is the regular meeting minutes for the January 13th meeting. Are there any corrections in these minutes that were provided to you? Hearing none, those minutes will stand as presented. No one signed up for public comment today. And so we'll move to the recognition. It's commendation of Officer Dalton Henderson. Chief?
Thank you, Mayor and the Board. It is with great pride and appreciation that I formally commend Patrolman Dalton Henderson, your exceptional performance and life-saving efforts on January 11, 2026. Your swift and decisive actions in administering CPR exemplify the higher standards of professional excellence and dedication. Your immediate recognition of a medical crisis and proficient application of CPR gave the patient the best possible chance for survival and allowed for further medical intervention. Your actions on this day reflect not only your technical competence, but also your courage and selflessness in service to our community. The training and dedication you have invested in your career were evident in this moment of crisis, and your performance serves as an inspiration to your fellow officers. On behalf of the Fayetteville Police Department and the City of Fayetteville, I extend our deepest gratitude and recognition for your outstanding service. Your actions have brought great credit upon yourself, our department, and have reinforced the public's trust in law enforcement here in our community. And I want to say thank you, Doctor.
Move on to reports. We have with us tonight the Fayetteville Main Street. We have their president, Kevin McCormick.
Thank you, Mayor. Amy is not able to be here with us tonight as she is traveling for her other job. She's probably on an airplane right about now. But she asked me to share her deepest appreciation to all the city departments for the tremendous efforts made this weekend during one of the most challenging tragedies our square has faced in decades. As always, her heart is here with our merchants and our community. So we had a recap plan today. I had a whole list of things I was going to go over with y'all, but Given everything that has happened, it feels more appropriate for us to focus on what we're doing right now to support the businesses that that have lost everything. So within hours of arriving on the square, we set up a donation page on the Main Street website for anyone in the community who wants to help our businesses get back on their feet. As of probably about an hour ago, we've raised $10,455. Also, last night I spoke at the Power of 100 Women, and we were chosen by them last night, and so all of their contributions for this quarter are going to go to our merchants too, which is awesome, and we greatly appreciate their support. So for some of these owners, their business is the only source of income, and our goal is to get those funds directly in the hands to help them through this incredibly difficult season. If you would like to contribute, you can visit FayettevilleMainStreet.com and click the donate button in the top right corner of the page. We are also in the process of opening a separate bank account for people that don't feel comfortable with online donations. We'll have an account hopefully tomorrow open at Bank of Lincoln County, so people can go in person and do that too there. And our Youth Leaders Council, they will be serving barbecue plate lunches on February 19th at the fairgrounds from 11 to 1. Pickup will be drive-through. 2 Hicks with Sticks generously stepped up to donate 100 meals at no cost, which means 100% of the $12 per plate will go directly to affected businesses. And if you've had meals from 2 Hicks with Sticks, you know it's amazing. And we greatly appreciate their support. They're always awesome to jump in and help all the time, and we love them. And our Vice President, Susan Bassham, has also volunteered to include one of her signature chocolate chip cookies in every boxed meal. And plates can be pre-ordered through our website, FayettevilleMainStreet.com, under the shop tab. And we have coordinated a visit from the Director of Small Business Development Center. She will be meeting with the affected business owners next Thursday to offer guidance, resources, and one-on-one support as they begin navigating their recovery. Amy has also been in communication with ServPro and the United Way, sharing contact information for any businesses and property owners who may have been affected. She has reached out to the state Main Street director as well, and will be working with them to pursue any available grant funding or assistance programs, and to connect our merchants and property owners with every resource possible. Our merchants know that they can depend on Main Street to walk alongside them every step of the way as they find temporary spaces, rebuild, and ultimately welcome the community back into their businesses. And I did notice on Facebook yesterday, Skin Refinery has already found a temporary location, and she's ready to get rolling again. So we're very excited for her, and I hope the community supports her and helps her get going too. And from what Donna Hartman said on the radio, looks like she's ready to build back bigger than ever. So we're excited for her, and we're gonna go along with her too. So while our hearts are hurting, we are also seeing hope in the way that this community has come together through generosity, kindness, and an overwhelming show of love. Our board is already preparing for a busy year ahead, and we look forward to welcoming everyone downtown for our first Saturday on April the 4th and Slawburger Festival on April the 18th. Even if the backdrop looks a little different this year, we know that the community will show up stronger than ever to support our people. Thank you.
Heather, I also have a $500 check from Dr. Otley on my desk.
Thank you so much.
I'll get that to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next is the Fayetteville Lincoln County Chamber of Commerce, Director Carolyn Denton.
Heather did that much better than I ever could, so I'm not even going to try to touch that. But we are continuing to gather information and provide resources for those that were affected by the fire. And somehow we must have crossed wires, because we do have the Small Development Center wanting to come to the chamber too, so that we'll work all that out. I wanted to remind you about some dates and things that are coming up. We're working on the 2026 community guide and getting articles together for that, and the layout. We're looking forward to 2 mock interviews. The first will be at Fayetteville High School, actually in the morning, and then at Lincoln County High School on March the 3rd. If there's anyone or any of you that would like to participate in the interview process, we would be happy to have you, and just let us know and we can get you scheduled for that. The portrait unveiling for the Women of Lincoln County ceremony to memorialize Sarah Bird Douglas Posey will be on March the 5th at 1:30 on the bandstand at the courthouse lawn. Sarah Bird, as she was well known around town, was a cattlewoman, a historian, a community leader, and she was the first woman to serve on many boards. And this will be done during Women's History Month. The Breakfast Buzz networking event will be on the morning of February the 19th. We'll be having it at Rick's Barbecue. We still have a few seats available, so we ask you call the chamber to reserve your seat. Hamburger Day on the Hill, put that on your calendar, will be March the 25th, of course sponsored by Lincoln County, City of Fayetteville, Lincoln County Livestock Association, and the Chamber. Leadership Lincoln will be helping us out to provide transportation, but you will need to call the chamber to reserve your seat. Don't be fooled, the Scam Prevention Senior Adult Seminar will be a drive-through event again this year at the fairgrounds on April Fool's Day, and it will be from 10 until 12, so if you've come before, this will be a different time. The shred truck and several businesses with businesses and organizations will be participating as always with senior-related services and scam prevention information and a goodie bag for everybody that comes through. And then planning has already begun for Music in the Park at Stonebridge Park. It will be the 4th Thursday evening, May through August, and we'll get more information about that as the lineup comes available. And lastly, we're looking forward to being back here in this room on Thursday morning for Local Government Day with our Leadership Lincoln class. We hope that all of you can be here. We've tapped every department and all of you guys for to be a speaker or be on the panel, with the exception of Fire and Police, because they'll be here on Public Safety Day. But we're looking forward to that, and we also have several of the Youth Leadership Board members here tonight, so we're glad that they're here.
Thank you very much. Could we have the members of the student board stand, please, to be recognized? Thank y'all for taking time out of your evening to come and sit in on a city meeting. You're welcome anytime you want to come. All city meetings are open to the public. You do not need invitation. You just come and listen to what's going on in the city. With that, we're going to move on to the standing committee reports. First up is the Fire Department, Chief Bergman.
Thank you, Mayor. For the month of January, the Fire Department responded to 123 calls for service. This included 3 fire calls, 104 rescue and EMS calls, 3 hazardous conditions, 1 service call, 2 good intents, and 9 false alarms. That's all.
Thank you, sir. Moving to the Police Department, Chief Jennings.
Thank you, Mayor. Month of January, we had 117 incidents, made a total of 60 arrests, had 31 traffic crashes, issued 145 traffic citations. There was 1,880 police activity events. For our Criminal Investigations Division, we have a total of 500 cases on hand. 26 new cases were opened, 6 were closed, and we had 1 grand jury presentment. I'll move on to the animal control. There were a total of 38 calls. 4 of those calls were in the city, 34 in the county. Animals brought into the shelter from the city were 9 and 31 from the county. There were 11 adoptions made, 4 reclaimed dogs, and then there were 19 transferred out. 1 animal was returned from adoption. As of this day, we have a total of 58 animals in this shelter, and we're also in the process of coordinating the transport to transfer 30 animals to Horse Plus. and that's gonna cost $1,000, and we'll pull that from our escrow, and that's my report.
Thank you. Tonight for the Finance Department, our City Administrator Kevin Owens will be giving that report.
Thank you, Mayor, and good evening. For our February report, our local option sales tax received in January 2026 for December 2025 was $344,388. Sales tax received in January 2025 for December 2024 was $327,212, and that represents a 5.2 increase from last year, same time. As far as our sales share tax received in January 2026, it was $75,221. Sales share tax received in January 2025 was $73,882, which represents a 1.8 increase in that year's time. Our occupancy for 2026 for the month of December 2025 was 5,570, which was, and in January for 2025 for December 2024, that amount was 9,457, and that represents about a 41.1 decrease in that year's time. And that concludes this part of the report, but I do want to remind everyone that February closes our property tax season. Due to the last day of the month being on a Saturday, staff has volunteered to open that Saturday morning in the event that anyone wants to pay taxes that day. And that would be on the 28th. And that concludes finance unless there's any questions.
If I may ask, that time for them to be here on Saturday,
I'm gonna say, what's it?
8 to 12?
8.
Okay.
8 to 12, yes. And we will publicize it a little bit so the public will know.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. Parks and Recs Department, Director Browning.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a few dates for the upcoming month. Coffee and Cars at Stonebridge Park will be March the 14th from 8 a.m. to 12 noon. Our Easter extravaganza will be March 21st from 1:30 to 3 o'clock. Our Easter egg hunt will begin at 2 o'clock sharp. We also have spring sports registration going on now. Play day for baseball and a clinic will be on February the 21st from 10 to 12 at Kiwanis Baseball Field. Our kids dance we had this past Saturday, had close to 40 participants, a great turnout for that. Bingo on February the 2nd was a success, and our next one will be March the 2nd from 1 to 3. Also want to thank Landon Mitchell, one of our utility workers, for his work and leadership for the kids park restroom project he's been working on. Showed a lot of great work ethic and leadership, and I just want to give him a shout out. And that's my report.
Thank you. Public Works Department, Director Jack Williams.
Thank you, Mayor. At Public Works for the month of January, the street department picked up 170 tons of brush and leaves. The sanitation department picked up 285 tons of household waste and trash. Our garage performed 31 work orders and also maintained our department equipment. And that's my report.
Thank you. Planning and Codes Department, Director Christy Gentry.
Thank you, Mayor. For the month of January, we issued 13 building permits. The total project valuation was $473,463.84. The total permit fees were $2,278.60. There was 97 property maintenance violations issued in January, which is a great start for our new property maintenance inspector, Ms. Teresa Crabtree. We do have a Board of Zoning Appeals meeting coming up on February the 18th for 2 variance requests. The Andrew Jackson Lodge at 109 Edge Hill Road is requesting permission to install a 15 square foot digital sign on their building. And then a property owner who owns a vacant lot on Edison Street West is requesting to build a new single-family home. The lot does not meet the minimum requirement for the lot size in the R2 district, but all setbacks can be met. And that's my report.
Thank you. And back to Kevin Owens with the city administrator's report.
Okay, thank you again, Mayor. As far as the February report, we came off a very fruitful strategic planning, and as a result, the department heads will meet on this coming Friday. We're gonna have a debriefing about what they saw and some of the concerns that came from the board, how we move forward, including permitting fees, which was one of the requests that came out of the strategic plan, and how we can get all the permitting fees going into the next budget year. So we're working on that, as well as a final report and an adoption for resolution of the strategic plan for 2026. I did talk with Patrick Marsh today, so we should be having that within a week. As far as finance, as you all know, that Loretta has retired, although we do have the benefit of having her son to help us through stuff. We do have an interim plan that we're working. We're hopeful that this will not, we'll have somebody permanently named, hopefully by the end of the month. We're still in the process of interviews. We have had some good candidates. Still have a couple more interviews to go. We're also working with the audit. We did hear from the auditor today. We have heard from them a couple times. We're trying to press that we get that audit results, as well as look at our future with the auditors. We have many things to do as far as the square over the weekend. We have heard from everybody from the board, especially our team employees, some of our stakeholders and neighbors. They've just been here and they have given us a lot of support. We will be giving out thanks to all of the people who have helped us in this effort in the next few weeks. But as we look ahead, we do have a security and safety plan. And I do want to thank Davey and Jack, Jill, and others because we were able to secure the property today. We're looking at the traffic flow throughout the process. We have some insurance we have to claims we have to make as a result. We have a meeting with the merchants on next Thursday planned to kind of help them through this process, as well as other plans on how we build and continue with our partnerships. And finally, you may have received an email from me. We are looking at doing a community development block grant application. We did have a public hearing. Last week we heard from the public and we continue to hear from the public. I'm asking board members over the next few days if you give us some of your concerns as we talk to our partner who is helping us write the grant. The grant is due in March, but we need to start putting together the information we want to apply for. So we're working on those items. If you have any questions, I'd be glad to address.
Okay, thank you, Kevin. We do not have any unfinished business, so we'll move into the new business. Item number 1, this is to rename Center Street to Center Avenue. Center Street is directly behind the municipal building. It runs from College Street to Market Street. It used to be a two-way street that was kind of dangerous, so some time ago it was transferred to a one-way street. Then we find out that the avenues go north and south, streets go east and west, so we're going to correct that. So I need a motion to change the name of the street.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Alderman Alder, second by Alderman Allen. Any discussion? Also, Director Williams has spoken with Ernie Qualls and everybody concerning getting the address changed, because that's quite a process to make sure that everything is correct on that. Any other discussion? Deputy Coco?
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Miss Allen?
Aye.
Mr. Bradford?
Aye.
Mr. Faulkner?
Aye.
Ms. Small?
Aye. That motion carries. Item B, this is to allow FPU to install a water line under the sidewalk and pour compliant sidewalk. This goes along, you've been presented a map. Director Britt Dye presented at the work session, brought this to us, made a recommendation. Everyone knows our streets have been torn up. We've been doing infrastructure, water and wastewater infrastructure. But leaving Washington Avenue going north on Main around toward the Bright Avenue area up to Bellevue, Britt has suggested and asked the board to approve, instead of tearing up the road and the water lines and everything being on the road, to put it under the sidewalk. So the sidewalk will be removed. It looks like it would be the inside portion of the sidewalk. So if you're traveling, it would be on your left. And then that way when they put it back, and if there a leak develops or something happens, they'll just dig up the sidewalk and not the street. So I'll need a motion to approve this.
So moved. Second.
So I have a motion by Alderman Faulkner, second Alderman Small. Any discussion? Debbie, you call the vote.
Miss Allen?
Aye.
Mr. Bradford?
Aye.
Mr. Faulkner?
Aye.
Miss Small?
Aye.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
That motion carries. Item C, this is for ordinance 2026-03, budget amendment number 9. You have been presented a copy of this amendment. There are 3 sections. Expenditure adjustment to transfer to animal control expenditure is hereby increased by $2,122 to be appropriated to the following general fund account, and it lists that account number. And this will be taken from the fund balance assigned to animal control. Section 2 is revenue and expenditure adjustment. The animal control fund revenue is hereby increased by $2,122 to be appropriated to the following general ledger accounts. The animal control expenditure is hereby increased by $2,122 to be appropriated to the general ledger account. And the last is be it resolved by the governing board that it hereby adopts the following changes to the fiscal year 2026 budget. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion made by Alderman Faulkner, second by Vice Mayor Bradford. Any discussion? Debbie, you call the vote.
Mr. Bradford?
Aye.
Mr. Faulkner?
Aye.
Miss Small?
Aye.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Miss Allen?
Aye.
That motion carries. Item D, this is not business to be voted on. I'm just bringing it before the board that I would like to recommend Drew Ivy, and I appoint Drew Ivy to the Federal Housing Authority to fill the vacancy of Ms. Jared Hancock's. This will be for a full term of 5 years, which will expire February the 1st, 2023.
2031.
I'm sorry, 2031. So we will not vote on that. I just wanted to make it a public announcement. Item E, this is the appointment of Rachel Muzzarelli to the library board. This will be for a 3-year term. Her term actually expired in 2025, but this will take her to June the 30th, 2028. She has currently served on the board and done an outstanding job. I'll need a motion for this appointment. Motion by Vice Mayor Bradford, second.
Second.
Second by Alderman Alder. Any discussion? Debbie, call the vote.
Mr. Faulkner?
Aye.
Miss Small?
Aye.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Miss Allen?
Aye.
Mr. Bradford?
Aye.
That motion carries. That concludes our business on the agenda, but I would like to say a few words about what happened, events in our city this weekend. We'll try to get through this. It's been a hard few days for all of us. It's a lot of emotions, it's a lot of feelings, and it's been a hard time. It's been a sad time. We talked about it in the meeting. We had kind of a debriefing meeting with all the department heads, and if there is such a thing as a perfect storm in a bad situation, that's what we had. The Fayetteville Fire Chief, he led the operation. He led his team to do exactly what he was set out to do, and that was to save lives and save buildings. We think it's a win. If it's a bad way to say it, but we lost 4 structures, but we saved 9. And these guys they poured their heart into it. We had 3 firemen that were injured. They're all gonna be okay. They may be off a little while, but they're gonna come back. So that was great. I want to give a shout out to Huntsville Fire Department, Tullahoma Fire Department, and all the volunteer fire departments. They turned out strong. That we had trucks, everything was everywhere. Chief Bergman, you did a fabulous job. The EMA was here, and what was so amazing in all this that was happening, everybody kind of dropped their titles and they went straight to our chief. They followed his direction, and that was just amazing to watch this operation come together. Public Works, all their city departments, they turned out. Public Works, oh my gosh, Jack and his men turned out. They had barrels. They were taping off roads. They were making sure the buildings were empty of people. They were checking on everything that they could and working, and anything that the fire department needed or the police department needed, Public Works was there. Director Browning was there, Parks and Recs, that came out just for support or whatever they could do to help. The police department, Chief Jennings, you've got a great department there, and we appreciate that. And people noticed how our departments came together and how they worked together and supported one another. The police department, they were closing streets. I saw them moving hoses. They were just doing whatever Chief Bergman needed, and that's what makes it Fayetteville and what makes it strong. All the city departments, like I said, came out and helped and did what they needed to do. I can't say enough for FPU. I mean, those guys came out, they turned off the water, they turned off the gas, they cut the electricity to that side, and they really, anything that the chief needed, the firemen needed, they were checking on lines behind the building, in the alleys. They were making sure that the water pressure stayed where it needed to be. I think Chief Bergman announced today that we used 1.3 million
gallons.
1.3 million gallons of water to contain this fire. I know we've all fussed about the roads being torn up, but this water infrastructure has given us so much more power and so much more strength in our water lines. Chief Bergman announced and has talked about it in many places. He wasn't worried about us running out of water, and he had the force that he needed to put this fire out. So we appreciate FPU and everything that they did, and they stayed with them throughout the day until everything was taken care of. The fire hydrants, having the new hydrants, everything was up to date, and that gave them a lot more force. Also, we have received, and I know everyone has received emails and calls. Thank you. Carolyn mentioned hers, Heather mentioned hers. Congressman Desjardins called, surrounding mayors from Winchester, all around called. Jack Daniels, Marcia Hale sent an email today, and they are offering anything that they can do to help us. And her and Melvin are standing ready, so if we need anything to call. Also, Main Street set up the donation page, and you hate to put a negative spin on things, but during this day and time, you have to be very careful where you donate. And we know that Fayetteville, the Main Street will work directly with the city. You hope that people do it for the right reason, but we don't want anybody to be taken advantage of either. So just be careful how you donate out there to the firemen, to the city. Go through a safe source if you're making donations. And in the days to come, we're in a recovery mode right now. A lot of things will be looked at. We're not sure about surrounding structures. Those will be checked out, and the fire department is doing everything they can to make sure that everything is safe. Today they installed fencing along the site because we had a lot of people looking, taking pictures. We just don't want anybody to get in there and get hurt, because underneath those 4 structures were basements. So, anything could happen. So we'll be dealing with insurance companies, with the property owners, with the business owners, and doing whatever we can for these people. And for Fayetteville, we're gonna build back strong, and we will be a better place. It's sad that we lost the history of the buildings, but we have a lot of memories. We have memories of those buildings, so I appreciate everyone and everything that everybody did. And with that, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.